like a judge is judging my scorecard. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I am.
Yeah, pretty perfect. Indeed.
Clark,
Let's get it.
how was your head? 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. As of today, or just in a
I would say as of today. Like how you feel you doing mentally?
I'm 10.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm
Solid.
10. Solid 10.
I would say I'm a 7. Things could be better, but that's life.
Well, I think I say I'm a 10 because I know where I'm at and I know how life flows. So like, it always gonna be better and stuff can always happen to be down. So like,
Yeah.
I kind of stay at an even level. And right now, I'm at my even. My even is always a 10.
When you're not a 10, what do you do as a way to like check in on yourself?
It's that conversation you gotta have. You gotta just talk to yourself, see where you at mentally.
Right.
I used to work out. I don't work out as much.
Okay.
But I might go back and watch my favorite show or some shit,
I like that.
Or I go.
So you said a 10 for your heart. What about you? How are you doing emotionally?
Emotionally, it's going good. I say 9.5.
9.5. Okay.
Yeah.
And to the 2000s.
So.
What about you, Gabe?
Personally, I mean, I stay the same way. I think I remain forever grateful for every day.
Right.
The ebbs and flows of life is normal.
Yes.
So I keep my triumphs and disasters, I treat them the same.
Okay.
So for me, and not to sound too philosophical or cliche,
no, you good.
No matter if I'm at the top of the mountain or on the climb or at the bottom, just starting, I always feel good about that, excited. It doesn't matter. So I stay pretty even. My heart is well, my mind is great, and my hustle, because of those two things, are solid. I mean, when those two things are in alignment and good, you can't do anything but trust the process, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. That's what it's all about.
I'm gonna bring it into camera terms. So to get your basic exposure for the camera, you need your aperture, you need your ISO, and you need your shutter.
Aperture, ISO, and the shutter.
And when those three align, your shit is a 10 out of 10. That's how we operate right now.
I like that. So, my hustle is a 10. My heart, I would put at a 7. So 7, 7, 10 for me. I'm a 24 out of 30. So we got a 27, 30-ish for you. And then for you, about a same.
I'm going to say 29.
29?
Hey, that might have hit, or it might have been real corny. So take that how y'all take it.
Go take media.
It depends on if you're in film game, corny or not.
Speaking of go take media, where did that start? How did that start? Because although we all went to Rennie, we all graduated during different periods of our life. I graduated 2006, us three. Gabe being the oldest out of us three.
We're the same age.
Gabe being the oldest out of us
three.
We're
the same age.
Gabe being the oldest out of us three. He's old.
Right.
It's like, no, I ain't playing. Gabe and Clark are the same age. But how did this come about? Like you all's relationship as business partners, or just being in that realm of just knowing each other?
Well, knowing each other in the business, we didn't start, I guess.
Start 27. Story, yeah.
Go Take Media. It branched from. So I went to Wayne State. I played basketball.
Go Warriors.
I went to school for marketing. I was nervous to go into film or theater because I didn't know anybody that did it. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go the safe route and do marketing. So long story short, do 4 years of college. I'm in my senior year, in my marketing class. Dude come in from 4, like, I made the commercials, the Bill Ford Tough and all that shit. He write that script. So I'm asking, like, how do you get into that type of field? Or how do you get into this? He like, well, typically, we only hire people from agency schools.
CCS, things like that. Creative
schools.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at that moment, I sat there and was like, what the fuck I just do the last 4 years? So,
man, college to do that for
So that summer, I went out, I brought all the camera stuff. I just learned that whole summer. I'm gonna make something happen. I ended up getting a job at the bank. At first, I had to work at Bass Pro Shops. I'm like, okay, making it happen. Down in Vegas. Bass Pro Shops in Las Vegas.
A favorite item that you used to sell?
Favorite item I used to buy was them gummy bears at Bass Pro Shops. If you don't know,
the Bass Pro gummies.
That's not what we expected. I wanted a canoe, a fishing rod, some hiking boots.
You get 40% off if you were a Bass Pro employee.
Oh, the gas.
Oh, you looked at me real serious when I said that.
So like they hit.
They
40%
for
off.
hikers. You gotta have a.
Oh, you had the John Wick. I shake them up like this.
You gotta drop me in.
Swipe my card. Give my points.
I feel that.
But then end up working at the bank, and the bank was real crucial because it's still like giving us the treasures and the treats. Like what's the word from it?
Like the knowledge you gain from it.
No, just like the fruits and stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to look. I can't even think of the word.
Come on, because here's our accountant. I want you to go take accountant is Clark and Lars Clark because he got that experience at the bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fruits of labor, I think. Yeah. So like working at the bank to this day. My old boss giving us lines of credit card, all that type of stuff. So I ended up working at the bank in November.
I don't know if you say that on. She might have hooked us up.
She ain't hooking us up. We got good credit. I had good credit.
Y'all got good credit.
Good job.
Look at me.
So
it's 2022.
My credit is rebuilding.
It's a recession.
It is a recession.
Long story short, I'm at the bank. I'm like, I know that's not what I want to do a month in. And I'm like, how am I going to do this? I was like, I got to go after it. I kept saying I got to go. And Go Take just hit. And I was like, shit, Go Take media.
Seize the day. You know, take control. Go take your chance, your moment. Go take it. He didn't want to wait.
What about you, Gabe? Like, similar to how Clark broke it down, tell me a little bit about your 50%.
I can give us even our whole runway into it, I guess. Clark and I went to high school together. Clark is 2013 graduate. I'm 2012. That's just due to he was born in December. I was born in November. You know how that goes in Detroit. 2 weeks, same hospital, same room at the hospital, same room at the hospital.
You for real?
Hustle Hospital. My mama was there. My mama left. His mama came in.
You just on the light skin side of the family.
Indeed, his dad. Me and his dad same complexion. I might. My mama and his dad went to high school together. All right, bro. Let me finish.
That's another Rennie reunion.
Yeah, indeed. We've been knowing each other our whole life. We didn't know it, but so. Clark actually was supposed to go to school in Florida after high school. I went to Bowling Green in Ohio. Okay. We both somehow end up at Wayne State, our city school. Out of all schools, we end up back at Wayne. I see Clark around campus. Clark see me, but it's always just love. Clark was premier basketball player, Renaissance, premier basketball player. So we never really crossed paths in high school or in college, but we would always see each other, always run to each other. Fast forward to graduation. We both graduated college in 2017. Clark is supposed to go to Utah? Who's supposed to go?
Yeah, I was supposed to be the grad assistant at Utah. My little brother.
And I was supposed to move to I was trying to get a job at Microsoft. I was applying to Microsoft. So I was going to have to move to North Dakota or something if I would have got the job. So again,
North Dakota.
Yeah, that's where one of their largest campuses. It's lit though.
I don't know that many people in North Dakota. I don't even know a girl named Dakota.
I don't either. Dakota Fanning. But I moved. Know her. I moved back. Clark comes back. We both end up in Detroit again. I start working downtown. Clark is going to grad school at Wayne State.
Got you.
Again, we're not supposed to we're in two different worlds. How we run back into each other is at the hospital. My father is in the hospital. No, Beaumont Royal Oak. My father's in the hospital. Just hospital. Okay. My father's in the hospital. His father's in the hospital. I'm leaving out the hospital. Clark is coming in. This happened maybe 3 times at the hospital.
The serendipity behind that is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, right? So now it's like, man, I always see Clark.
For those of you all who do not know what serendipity means, it's like spontaneity. Like, oh my gosh, this moment is really happening. That's what serendipity means.
That's a good vocab, Renaissance. But so now we just keep running to each other. Around this time, this is 2019-ish, early 2019-ish.
Post-pandemic pre-pandemic?
Pre-pandemic, 2019, early 2019 when this happened. It's like January, February, March, April, somewhere in there.
Okay.
At this time, I'm working in corporate. I hate corporate. I was working in finance, and I really just was over it. Went to school for economics, so I was like, man, this is not what I want to do. I grew up kind of poor, so I was always thinking good job.
I ain't grew up kind of poor. I was in that. I was in that.
I'm trying to get my mom.
I was blessed.
I don't want to call her out.
In terms of socioeconomic status, we would fall under poor.
Indeed, I grew up poor, so I was always thinking job and not. I decided all right, I want to go do something I love. I was always interested in film, but similar to his reason for going into marketing,
right?
I didn't know anybody who ever did film and actually made a living off of it. And
right.
I only know celebrities from TV. I don't know anybody who does it.
Facts.
But one of my mentors and Profile's big brother, he always used to speak to me about you got to go after it. You got to do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. So the back of this watch is acting nonverbal. Don't talk about it, be about it. So that year I decided to produce a short film. Wrote it. I hooked up with one of my friends from Wayne State who was a film student, and we produced the film. Miles, shout out to Miles Rubin.
What's the name of that film, by the way?
It's called Alexa. It was my first film project I ever did
Make
with
sure
no
you all
experience.
check that out. If
I
it's
knew
out
nothing
there.
about filmmaking.
Is it still available?
On social. It's on my
Got
Instagram. The full short film is 7 minutes, 7.5, 8 minutes. So I decided to do it. Around this time now, I'm starting to believe I can be a filmmaker. Right? I put that out. It's awful. It's bad. But I enjoyed the fact that I got over the apprehension to put something out. The next one, my second, when I want to do a second project. So now I see in Clark's film work look amazing.
Right.
And I'm like, I want to learn from you. So I started DMing Clark, like, hey man, let me just come to the set.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever.
So you shot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot. That's the name of this episode.
Indeed.
So now you
Clark,
going after
I
it.
would do whatever for free. I'll carry the bags. I'll do whatever. Clark don't respond to my DMs. Because Clark is shooting running gun videos in the hood, like in the front of a crib. People got the gun out or whatever. So he didn't think everybody think I'm like light skinned or something.
It's a stick
I'm really, we the
too
same
many
place.
Glockies. Okay, my
Clark
bad,
didn't
my
want to
bad.
hire. He like, no, I don't want to bring him out to the east side or something to shoot a video. Not knowing that I grew up in the hood. So I'm like, I want to learn.
I mean, I don't go to the east side unless it's something specifically for me to do specifically at that time.
You get lost over there.
No,
I
I
ain't
didn't
gonna
shoot.
get lost. You just might not come back.
No, you come back.
I didn't shoot a single
Just joke.
music
Just
video
joke.
on the
I got
east
love
side.
for the east side.
On 7 Mile at the fish
Oh,
fry
yeah,
place.
yeah.
Yes, you do.
On the east
That
side.
counts. That's east side.
Right across
That's
75.
past John R.
Wait, what part of the east side you're talking about?
I
It's
didn't really
like there's like East 7 right after when you cross Woodward, go past John R. It's over there.
Shout out all my east side niggas.
Shout out to the east side. But
Definitely shout out to the east side, but you know,
I'm gonna if I don't go too long. So I'm trying to get into the film game. I want to link up with Clark.
Right.
Just trying to learn from Clark because I know Clark from high school. I see his work.
Right.
Randomly, one of my friends decides to do like a talk series that she asked Clark to film.
Okay.
And she asked me to help just with production.
Got you.
So now we link up again. This is the fourth time the universe is like, y'all gotta meet each
It's
other.
just
and
been
work.
a lot of
There's
meant
been
to
a lot of crossing
alignment.
paths. So we end up doing that. Clark throws me on camera day one. I'm like, I want to help with some behind the scenes. He like, no, here, take the camera. I'm like, do what with it? He like,
Shooter's gonna shoot.
point and shoot, right? So he just he threw me into it. I started learning. From that conversation, I'm like, hey man, I really enjoy the production side, the logistic aspect. I want to grow in my actual ability to make films and direct, but right now I can do that very well.
Yes.
I think I can help you with that.
Yes.
So that's game to anybody who wants to get into things. Come to the table with something that you can offer.
Yeah.
Clark had a business. He had clientele. He had stuff going. I'm like,
He had a
I think I
table.
can help you enhance that. I also don't mind telling people a price and stuff and like just getting to it. So I'm like, I think we can work together and build something together.
And speaking of working,
that's how we got to working together. Go take.
Yeah.
May 1st, 2020. I quit my job. He quit the bank. We go full-fledged into it.
Speaking of working together, what is the yin and yang relationship that you all have? Who is the dominant? Who is the laid back? Who is the person to really be like outspoken versus the person to chill back and observe? Or like, is it like a mix?
It depends. It depends on the
in a
project,
business
the
setting.
situation.
In a business setting, who is the person to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive? You know, who's
In
that
negotiation,
person?
probably me.
Okay.
And when we're talking to clients negotiating or setting terms, probably me. But on set and production, it's definitely Clark.
Oh, on set.
Clark don't play on set.
Yeah. I be ready to cut somebody out.
Yeah,
I'll be
Clark
like,
don't play on set.
hey, gang, go tell him before I go beat their ass.
Yeah, Clark don't play on set. Because
Yeah.
one thing we pride ourselves on.
I respect that a lot though, because
Indeed.
I've been on production sets. I haven't been on you all specifically, but the ones I have been on, you got to respect that setting.
Indeed.
You have to.
One thing we pride ourselves on at Go Take is running amazingly efficient, smooth, creative productions.
Okay.
So while we want to leave room for everyone to enjoy themselves, we super respectful. It's a good environment, but we're about the business because we want final products that we can all look back on, from the PA to the cinematographer, director. Everyone can be proud of. So we take it serious. We don't want to waste your time, the client's time. So we take it serious. Yeah. So Clark is just about his action.
You need that. You need that hammer. You know, you need somebody to be Thor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But when it comes to like business negotiation, it depends. Sometimes I used to be soft. Like I used to believe like somebody. No, I think they good people. Clark like
no.
That's not gonna do well. I'm like, let's just give him a shot, and it will work out bad. And he'd be like, I told you. And then it started to switch where I'd be like, nope, I trust the Clark would be like, I think so. But we had to learn how to kind of handle the human side of business and reading people's energy, what they're requesting and all that. That's been a journey in itself, but so it switches depending on the scenario.
When it comes to reading energy or energy just itself, how do you all create that work-play balance? Because you all are friends, but at the same time, there's a time to work and then there's a time to play. What does that relationship look like for you all as business partners?
I think us knowing each other for a long time, and us just being two stand-up dudes.
Yeah.
We can easily look over and be like, hey, bro, why the fuck you keep being late?
It's the homie. That's a good accountability, though.
I come to work late. Never production. We never been late to production, but coming into the office.
That's the gold standard.
Woo, baby, I'll be like 11, 10:30.
But before our office, where we at now, I used to be late, though. So I'd be like, my bad. Yeah. So it's just, we just look at each other and I'm like, all right.
I think one thing we established early on, even outside of businesses, being able to speak honestly and truly to each other. So I told Clark early on, with me specifically, I'm like, tell me if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me if you think I'm slacking. Tell me, because I'm a Sagittarius.
Right.
I'm real philosophical. Some months I'd be like, don't y'all want to live in a tree? And he'd be like, hey, you can live in the tree, but we got a project coming up. Yeah. So we hold each other accountable. Okay. For sure. And that's been working. It does well.
Okay.
Like, and it's just that relationship is the foundation, the friendship, the actual brotherhood, and it's the foundation that we ride off of that.
Yeah. Clark, I want to ask you a specific question, just because I've known you since I was a freshman, and Gabe was a freshman in college around that time.
Indeed.
You were older than us.
What year did you graduate?
High school, 2016.
Yeah.
So we went to high school for 2 years.
No,
just 1.
1 year.
1 year.
Really?
You left 2016. You graduated.
I feel like we was in there together for 2 years. I don't know why. It's crazy.
I was just the man, so around that time, a lot of things just felt,
You always have personality.
Okay. Like, I wasn't the man as a freshman, but I feel as though I thought I had a little juice.
Yeah,
I had a big head.
You always had personality.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. You've always had personality.
And
you I want my cornbread.
Stop trying to sneak this into the mic.
He tried to come.
He did try to come for you.
I want my cornbread.
Knowing you since high school, how do you feel as though your impact within the city of Detroit has evolved?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Because it's switched up greatly.
I've known you as the student, as the premier student athlete. Yeah. Now I know you as the premier filmmaker, the premier entrepreneur, the premier person who is being an impact person in culture. But I want to know from, you, how do you feel as though that has evolved from you being a student athlete to where you are now? Like, what does that look like and feel like for you?
From a metric standpoint, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I know one thing. Since middle school, my coach always emphasized it. On our jerseys, we had integrity. So it was like, do what's right when no one's looking. We had to say that shit with his kids. But it was kind of ingrained in me because you never know who's watching.
Right.
And you always a role model to the next person. So from basketball, from just being a good person to basketball to filmmaking, I pride myself in like doing my best and trying to put my best foot out there all the time, because you never know. It's a kid, and it could be a kid behind us, like looking up to us right now. I'm like, bro, I want to do that. And just from my story, like I told you earlier, the reason I didn't go into the film because I didn't know nobody. So me just being myself and trying to talk to people and just be not as friendly as possible. I'm being myself, just being kind and reaching out and talking to everybody I can.
Yeah.
I think it just gives, I guess it motivates, it can inspire that next young me or next young, I don't know, little Keisha, I don't know, anybody, just to do that want to do in life. So
and that's translated into business. We did the numbers last. We did the numbers last. At the end of the year, we were doing our taxes. 90% of the crews we hired, the directors we hired, the people we partner with were minority or women or LGBTQA. It was always something where we look at anyone like, we want to give the opportunity that wasn't there when we wanted to get in the film game.
Exactly.
So and I think the good part about that, we're building and we're a young company, is we give people hands-on experience on projects that are not always small projects.
Yeah, no, I know some big projects that you all worked on, as well as small, medium, large. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bucket of where your all's work is. And I commend y'all work. You know, my cousin has done work with you all.
Indeed.
You know, shout out to my boy Tut. Definitely going to see him at his production this week as he played Martin Luther King. So if you all are in the city,
and Nigel was amazing. He took it so serious from day one.
Oh yeah, my cousin Nigel Tut, that man is legit.
He made me step my game.
Yeah, he was like about the character. So when the character was 2 years old, in the script, the character's like 19. He was like, when the character was 2 years old, what was he thinking about cereal? I was like, he's doing the whole, he's doing the whole dive.
Yeah, he got into it.
Yeah, he took it very serious.
But
go ahead, Clark.
I say even that influence of just helping people. This week we had a young lady come in. Like I saw her on the set. She was like, yo, I'm interested. Like anything you do, like let me know. And people always say that, like always. So whatever I'm about to do something fun or like for myself for the company, I post it like, yo, shooting this, da. She reached out. I'm like, come on. She ended up being on camera. Like she did one of the best shots that's in the video that's coming out. Like she didn't even touch the camera, didn't know anything about it, but she was able to learn and just get real hands-on experience.
Okay. So I asked a question to Clark. I want to ask you, Gabe. When it comes to Go Take Media and the work that you all have already done, as well as the mission and vision that you all currently have, and like that journey, what is the impact that you all want to make within the realm of work and the culture that you and like that field that you are? What is that impact that you all want to create that's not seen yet, or that you all want to make sure that a light is shed upon that hasn't been shed? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I feel like one message we've tried to push, and we have pushed.
Yeah, y'all push it for sure.
Was all filmmakers, no matter where you're starting, to one, believe in yourself, two, take yourself serious, because the opportunities can come out of nowhere.
Yes.
And once you believe in yourself and begin taking yourself serious, putting in the work and the time, and I don't mean that clichély, like on some like Mamba mentality. I mean literally just like
R.I.P. Kobe.
If you actually love your craft or are interested, putting the time in to learn about it, I think you can achieve anything.
Yes.
So the message we've been giving people, like, Clark and I had no film experience. He's self-taught cinematographer, self-taught producer. We both are self-teaching ourselves, directing and creative direction, all these things. And because we took ourselves serious, believed in ourselves, blocked out noise and fear, and just went for it.
Yes.
Last year, we was able to shoot a piece in Jamaica for Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, track Olympian, world champion. And it's
That's
only
not
because
regular schmegular degular.
No, it's something that
event or
we
production.
took ourselves serious from the first.
Of all, I apologize. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Can you restate that woman's name, because
Shelly Ann Fraser-Price.
She a dog.
She is.
Hey, she a beast.
She's amazing. Shout out to her.
Hey, my baby, if you see this,
she is a beast.
I ain't gonna even challenge you to the race that somebody to my
She
left
won't even take you serious because she knows she's.
I know somebody that's in this room who tried to call you out on your skills, but I ain't gonna do that.
He didn't do it for real. She was she was driving like, boy, I didn't even hear that, but okay. But
just want to make sure.
Shelly pull up like, I'm outside in the AMG.
She do. She'll play
in the real AMG.
The real AMG. She'll play the But the only reason we were able to do that, is because when we first used to do projects, no matter how small, no matter if it was run a gun, rap video, $600 budget, we planned and took it serious. We would do the production schedule, the shot list, the storyboard, the contracts, the XYZ. We did it so that when we got this opportunity, we didn't seem like fish out of water. You know, we did a commercial right before that project, our first actual big, in the film game, not a big budget, but to us, big budget, right? $20,000+ budget for us. And we were able to step into that opportunity. And they didn't know it was our first commercial. You know, we delivered a great final product on time. They never knew how worked up y'all was. We did everything really high level, well, professional, and they didn't know. And I told the client after, because we became, you build a relationship, like, this is actually our first. But she was like, oh, wow. But it was because we took ourselves serious from the beginning. Mm-hmm. We never walked in the set like, this is just a little. No, we took it serious. We tried to deliver a good product to everybody we worked with, no matter what they was paying us or what it was, so that when we got the opportunity to do some things we wanted to do or were excited about, we could execute on.
I like that. I have two questions before we wrap up. My first question is, What would be 3 words that describe Go Take Media, and that's it? 3 words.
And,
you only get 3 words.
We're a young company. We talk about this all the time philosophically.
Just 3 words.
3 words.
Go Take Media is bang, bang, and bang.
Impact, opportunity, and narrative.
Break narrative down for me.
I think everyone has a story. Every business, brand, product, artist, creative, behind the camera, in front of the camera has a story. One thing our company aims to do is tell meaningful stories. No matter if it's in a music video, a commercial, branded content, 30 seconds, 7 seconds, 5 minutes, 2 hours. We don't want to tell a story.
Yes.
We don't really just want to create content that just takes attention.
Yes.
We want to have a story, a message, a feeling, some component to it. Even if it's entertainment and fun, some story.
Yes.
Everyone has that. You gotta believe and craft your own narrative, as well as what we do is provide opportunity for other people to tell their story. So that's narrative. Impact is no matter what we do, whether it be in production, out of production, we like to provide meaning and impact.
Yeah.
To the crews that we hire, to the projects that we service, and the clients we service.
Right.
You know, those are the things.
What about you, Clark? Would those 3 words be the same way?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it? Impact,
opportunity, and narrative.
All of them, because opportunity is a big one.
Okay.
For me, just giving people that chance.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
People of color usually don't get that chance to do stuff, so that was a big one. Impact always, like I talked about earlier, just that energy you give off to other people is always great. And narrative is a big one too, because Gabe said everyone has a story. You can break it down even further. I think everything has a story.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything has a beginning and ending. So like, it's there, bro. You can tell a story from anything, bro.
Okay. And last but not least, because we've had a great conversation today, my final question for today's episode. If you all had the opportunity, and this is you answer Gabe, and you answer Clark. If you all had the opportunity to work with one individual, who would that individual be? And what is the scope of work?
I got
one
amazing friends.
Just one. I need that person name drop.
They're a team, so I got to name them.
Okay, that's real.
I want to do a meaningful, large-scale project with 2 of my closest friends, Coney and Neka. Coney is my pro fight. Neka is his wife.
Okay.
They work together on his writing stuff. She's an amazing writer, photographer.
He's
amazing at a lot of stuff. Her too, but her
and the wife. I apologize. I don't know you personally yet, but absolutely.
Neka Odom, but
what's her name?
Neka Julia.
Neka?
Yeah.
Neka Julia and my boy Court.
But 2 people who have impacted my life greatly with their art, with their creation, with their words of wisdom. And I want to do a project that we can all be proud of, amazing, like just something of scale that reaches people, and impacts people. I want to do that.
I like that. I see how you say it's one. That's for sure. That's one.
They are.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The stuff they've created together is amazing. They do great work.
Definitely.
What was the question one more time?
If you had one person to work with, who would it be, and what's the scope of that work?
Oh.
I know I'm putting you on spot, but that's why it's the final question.
Yeah.
You gotta leave people with something like, dang, I was okay. I like that answer. Ain't gotta be nothing too fancy. If you want to work with me, just say that.
I'm debating if I should go family. I got different families.
You got everybody got a big family.
That you really mean.
Right now, if I had I ain't gonna say if I had, but when the opportunity could come, I think I would probably want to help my mom.
Moms?
Yeah, I would want to see that girl.
That's love.
Well, we will. We're gonna do.
What would you help, girl? I didn't hear.
His mother,
type of business, a restaurant.
Yeah, my mother, she wants to open a restaurant, so
love.
She's starting right now low, so she's getting her feet in the game.
You got it, Mom.
Actually, shout out Sundays.
Hey, hold on.
Shout her out. Yeah, get a
let him do it. He the son.
It's under the table right now. Under the table.
Just come.
So,
I mean, you brought it.
Hit me up.
Hit up Parker the DMs on Sundays. He'll get y'all the information.
We get it right.
It's amazing food though.
It is.
What Drake say? Pipe down. Just a little bit.
So yeah.
How much I got to spend for you to pipe down?
I don't see.
I got one more question.
You got a question?
You got a question for Drake.
You got a question for me?
Definitely.
I'm about to say, you're the first person to ask me a question on my show.
I got some questions for you.
Well, it got to be the last question.
I do want my cornbread, yeah.
You asked if he want his cornbread.
I got a question for you, man.
You got a question for me?
Yeah.
Last question. What's up?
I mean, you have personality,
yes,
flair,
yes,
you're a go-getter, you hungry.
Yes.
What's your ultimate dream and goal?
Wow. I appreciate you for asking me that. I've done a lot of thinking about that. And my ultimate goal, honestly, in life, outside of personal peace, financial freedom, and just enjoyment of just what God has what God has been blessing me with, and what I know He will continue to bless me with, I would like to retire as a mentor through my mentoring program, the Suits for Success Youth Mentoring Program. That is my ultimate goal. Like, my passion is the youth, giving back. But I know that they need to see an example first. I want to show them that you can be from West Side, 6 Mile, go to DPS, you know what I'm saying, go to Michigan State University or any other university, or not go to university, because I haven't even graduated yet. I don't have my degree yet. But I'm still doing things that are of passion. I want to be able to let that you create will dictate the success that you have, at least in my opinion. My success isn't based off of how much money I make, who knows what I'm doing, or the amount of retweets and likes that I get. My success is built off of what is the impact and legacy that's going to manifest when I'm gone in my casket. In my office, if you have the opportunity to visit, on the wall, it says Duffy Season 100 years. Because I feel as though that my legacy is going to live on for at least 100 years after I leave. Because I'm putting forth work and effort to the point where as when I do leave and when God calls me home, people are going to know, like, man, that boy did something. Like, you're going to look up, I got TV shows, I got mentees who going to be able to pass down my legacy, pass down what Duffy Season mean. People know about what Duffy Season, people going to know what Coney Conversations is going to mean. But my life goal is to retire as a mentor, retire knowing that I fed students, I put them in college, I was able to give them a job, I was able to be the big brother or the father figure to somebody else. Things that people were to me that I want to be to the next generation, because that's what it's all about. You know, it's cool to have the money, the jewelry, the car, the scat, the typical things people want in Detroit. I ain't gonna lie, I want it too. But that's not my end goal. My end goal is to be able to take that same 40 ball that y'all rappers talk about, put it on some scholarships. Do a bust down scholarship. Fuck the kid. Is you putting somebody through school. You ain't putting 40 bands in DPS. Make that make sense. You hear me? Now we can really talk choppy. You hear me? Coney conversations.
Actually, how conversations go at Coney.
It needs to happen like that. You want to talk, you want to floss that, and you want to floss some cheese, show me 100 on some books. You hear me? You put a bust down kit, but your nephew can't go to school. It don't make sense. You feel me?
I appreciate that.
That's Coney Conversations. Episode 3. Shoot
Follow
your shot. Follow Go Take Media.
GOTAKEMEDIA. That's our camera. Watch what we do. We just try to do some cool, some amazing things. Work with us. You know, let's build some things. Let's create some magic. That's what we do. Movie magic. Let's do it.
My name is Mr. Duffy. Go Take Media. Clark. Gabe. Detroit Flower Co. See y'all next time.